Go ahead.
You mentioned this earlier. Things are totally different now that you come out. Technology kind of passed you by 15 years. No cell phones when you went in.
They had just come out with cell phones when I went to prison.
Wow. We talked about this earlier. I mean, in prison, 15 years. Had you been assaulted when you were in there at all? Or you treated?
No, I pretty much made, right when I first went in, I put together a plan and just to stay out of trouble and work, stay busy, and stay focused and work on help the attorneys on my case, my appellate attorneys. And I got into the honor dorm right away, and I stayed there and just would go out and play handball, and we'd have my for a couple hours just about every day.
There's other innocent people locked up, and the system could really get them out if they wanted to. They use DNA to get people in there. They test all that DNA, just release the ones there, and the taxpayers are paying for keeping innocent people locked up while the real killers are out there somewhere.
That's right. It's there's a lot of things that's not right. First of all, innocent people don't belong in prison.
Yeah.
I think that and it's much harder nowadays to litigate and to get those innocent people in prison. It's not like it used to be.
Wow. And it's almost like after murder took place, like in your mother's case, the first time they come up with a theory and they just pursue that theory almost to the point they want to prove what they've come up with, whether it's truth or not. If they take off in the wrong direction.
Yeah, so that's somewhat true. I think we're probably getting in an area that we don't really want to talk about.
Because you're still...
Yeah, Missouri Supreme, they're on their last step. I'm basically still a defendant in a murder case. I'm still on bond.
And so you're out, and that's how you're out right now. But you're down to the very last step.
Yeah.
So they're going to...
Hopefully that soon it will all be behind me.
All behind you.
Because it's still kind of hanging over me.
Is it? So they just kept appealing and appealing. How do you feel about that? They just keep appealing that stuff.
Well, I want it to be over, of course,
Yeah.
but I guess they're just doing what they can. I don't know. I think at this point in time they're wasting taxpayers' money, but because there's never, in the history of Missouri, there's never been a case that's been taken this far. Once the innocence claim's issued, that's usually the end of it. But that's okay.
Tell us about the Innocence Project. You said you've been raising some money for that?
They when they have fundraisers, me and some of the other guys, the exonerees, will be like a guest speaker. Try to raise as much money as we possibly can, for the Innocence Project, the UMKC University, and that money will be used to hire investigators and attorneys to work on prospective wrongful convictions.
I'm talking to Dale Helmig, and it's a miracle for all this man has been through. And you were released as a result of an order by, what was the process? What exactly got you released?
We filed a state habeas corpus petition, and the judge eventually ruled in my favor.
Yes.
And the appeals court upheld the decision.
Of the judge.
Right.
Which is great. So you just they keep appealing, but it's being upheld at this point.
Right.
Well, that's wonderful. And people that are locked up right now, know in their heart that they're innocent, what would you say to them?
Just don't give up. You got to hang in there, and I know it's hard. You have good days and bad days, but basically just don't give up. There is people out here that's trying to make sure that it doesn't happen, or if the ones that are already in there, we can get them out.
Just continue to pray, continue to have faith, and evidence of a miracle. Yes, Dale Helmig, a miracle as people continue to pray and work for justice. And that's what God's people want to do. We want to see innocent people released, because if you lock up innocent people, guilty people are still out there. So continue to pray for Dale and his brother. Continue to pray for all of us here at New Life Evangelistic Center and our Cry Justice outreach. And this is one case that we've been able to share through the Cry Justice newspaper, on these programs, and how we thank God for his release at this time. Thank you.